I found a band. No one knows how to say the name of this band, but I think they're the next big thing.
So how does it spell?
All right. The first word is easy. Skunk.
Okay.
Anansie. A-N-A-N-S-I-E. Skunk and Nancy.
A what?
A-N-A-N-S-I-E. Anansie.
Nancy.
Skunk and Nancy.
Skunk and Nancy. I don't even know if that's how you say it. Skunk and Nancy. But they're good. They're good. Now, open yourself up to it. Because at first you might not dig it. And especially some of you older folks. You know,
Like Jackie.
Like Jackie. Don't be close to it because you got to get into this woman's voice. I think she has a great voice.
It's a woman.
It's a woman. She's a black woman, and she kind of looks like a guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? She's real muscular and shaves her head and stuff. I don't know anything about him. I was just listening to CDs this weekend, and I thought I found a winner here. I guarantee you that song is going to be huge. Guaranteed. Guaranteed.
Well, for their sake, I hope you're right.
Yep.
All right, let's bet.
How much?
I will bet you $200 that...
All right, you're on. $200. You heard the bet.
What's it got to do, though?
It's got to become a top 10 hit.
Oh, a top 10 hit?
Yeah.
Yeah, you
what
think it's
period
going to
of
be
time?
that big?
That's going to be huge. It's going to be big as Green Day.
Gary, you'll be the judge.
No, it's on the soundtrack to a movie.
It is?
Yeah, it's on
That
the soundtrack
song?
to Strange Days, and John says it plays during the closing credits.
Does it?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Cool.
I've seen that movie.
Have you? Yeah, you know what they do with these soundtracks? They play a song at the end of the movie
Yeah, all the way through.
through the credits,
Yeah.
and then they put it on a soundtrack. What does John think of that song?
He likes it.
Yeah, you don't know anything.
Actually, I thought it was pretty good. At the
It's a
beginning,
real
I
good
didn't
song.
like it, but I liked the chorus. At the beginning, I thought it sounded like Rush a little bit, but then it got really
Rush?
good. Yeah, because it got like
It's not
fun.
anything like Rush.
Nothing like-
You have the you're not even
Yeah.
you are the worst. You know, Gary's one of these guys.
He thinks he knows
He
music.
knows everything about music. He's one of those guys who wasn't even a disc jockey, but somehow he became like a music expert. And then as soon as you challenge his musical expertise, you realize he doesn't know a thing.
That's not true.
You have the worst taste in music. Like he's into
No,
Steely Dan.
I don't have your taste in
He
music.
likes Steely
You
Dan
only,
Asia.
You only know one kind of music.
Yeah.
It's the only thing you listen to.
What do you mean?
All you listen to is like metal music and loud music. You don't know.
Well, what other music is there? What do you like?
I listen to everything. I like to listen to everything.
Why? I listen to the
Well-rounded.
Cranberries. That's not
There you
metal.
go.
I listen to the Cranberries. That's not metal.
No, but
I dig them. Who do you dig? Let's hear who you dig.
I
You
like
can't even
every-
say.
I like REM. I like U2. I like all the bands you hate.
You too. Ugh. You should shower with Mark and Brian.
It's not cool enough for you.
No, it's not that they're not cool. It's horrible music.
No, it's just that I think it's not cool enough for you, and then you don't like it on top of it.
Huh?
It's fag music.
No, I think Howard looks at a band first to see how cool it is, and then decides whether he likes it.
No, what? You two? You two? Everyone thinks they're cool. I don't think they're cool. I just don't like any of their music.
anymore.
They suck.
Not anymore.
Walking around their big sunglasses and you know,
Yeah, before they got discovered, they were okay.
Yeah. I mean, I never liked them. The only song I ever liked of theirs was Sunday Bloody Sunday. I just don't like their music.
They were great.
What do you mean cool? What's cool got to do with it? Stupid. Big tooth, big lips, gums,
Egg and yawn.
big...
No, I like
this
different
was
kinds of.
your plan was to
smelly-
have him call you all these names.
Yeah.
It was going to come out that way sooner or later.
Egging me on. Egging me on.
He did this on purpose.
Egging McMuffin.
Well, it's on that soundtrack.
No, he just thinks he knows everything about music, and
No,
he doesn't
I know
know
a lot
anything.
I know a
What do
lot
you like,
about music.
Steely Dan?
So what's wrong with that?
Ugh,
What's wrong with like it's Steely
it's
Dan?
so wimpy.
That is...
Don't help me. You have the worst taste in music, Jackie.
Yeah, Jackie. Yeah, we love it.
Jackie's
cannot
got
tell
8
somebody-
CDs in his player, and it's Chicago 1 through 8.
I know.
You can't tell somebody that their taste sucks. Your taste is your taste.
No, but Gary thinks he knows so much about music, and he doesn't know anything.
I mean, I
he
do
can't
know
even
a lot
play an
about-
instrument.
But what does that have to do with listening to music?
You
Neither
just
can
don't know
you.
anything. I could play an instrument.
What can you play?
Get the guitar.
I can read music. Can you read
Of
music?
course I can.
You can read music?
Yes.
I could show you a piece of music and you
Yes,
can comment
correct.
out loud.
Absolutely.
Okay.
You can do that, Gary?
Yes, I can.
No, you can't.
I
can't even
absolutely
read
can.
this.
How do you know how to read music?
What? Shut up. Because I played the trumpet for like 9 years.
Yeah, and what happened when you played the trumpet?
My lips got too big.
Yeah.
They wanted to move me over to the tuba. But that doesn't mean I don't know about music.
I've never heard of
Why don't
such
you get a
thing.
trumpet? I want to hear you play.
I got one at home. I can't play anymore. I lost my lip.
What do you mean your lips got too big?
No.
Louis Armstrong had the biggest lips in the world.
Blow from the
My 8th grade teacher
You know what it is? Your teeth are too big.
wanted to move me to the tuba, and I wasn't going to
Right?
play the
It's
tuba.
his teeth that are too big.
Yeah.
It's
They
not the
didn't want
lips.
to tell him it wasn't
It's
his
just way
lips.
too much.
Because
going on.
it's like trying to get a horse to play a trumpet. His mouth isn't built for it.
But you have to build. If you pick up a trumpet right now, you couldn't get a sound.
Look
to come
how
out
far
of it.
out your teeth go, and your gums. That's why you can't play. It's
They used to
not,
go
it got
out-
nothing to do with your lips.
They used to go out a lot farther.
You know what it is? Because when they put the trumpet up against his
Yeah,
mouth,
it's
it
got
bangs
its-
into
yeah,
the teeth.
Right.
No, his arms wouldn't reach the.
No, but he always is just trying to come off like Casey Kasem. This one's a top 10 hit, and it's like you don't know anything.
I do know a lot about music.
What
I
do
don't
you
think I'm an
mean
expert,
when you say
but I
you know a lot about
No,
music?
it's just like
No,
Gary.
I-
If he hears people talking about music, it's like he comes in like he's some kind of expert.
Fred and I used to have discussions for hours on end about music. Fred,
Yeah.
Fred can say that we both know
What?
a lot
You know
about
a lot
music.
of groups.
No, we just follow a lot
You're
of
the
stuff.
worst.
We know
I
people
hate the music he listens to.
Of course you do.
It's like soulless. You're so white.
soulless.
You are. It's like you listen to Steely
You're
Dan.
such a
That's
wannabe.
soulless.
You're the biggest
Steely Dan-
wannabe.
Why is it a wannabe?
You
Steely
are.
Dan
It's like-
sucks.
I think-
it's awful.
Okay, so what about all the other bands I like?
What? Van Morrison?
It's not bad. I'm not crazy about him, but he's not bad.
Fred, do you have any respect for his musical taste?
I disagree with a lot of the things that Gary likes.
Well, I do disagree with a lot of Fred's
Right,
taste too, but I
right.
see him
Like
as
Steely-
knowledgeable. But I
Steely
see
Dan was
Fred's
never
into
a
like
favorite
the
of mine.
worst music. He's into just like Guitar Heroes. But I think he has a lot of knowledge
but
about music.
I also like Red Hot Chili Peppers and bands like that. So, you know.
Fred, and why am I a wannabe? Because I like this band. Why is that a wannabe?
I just think that a lot of the music is it's just my opinion. That's what I think of your opinion.
What do you think? You haven't said anything.
I just think that like
Did you hear what he just said?
I just think a lot of the music. That's your
No,
opinion.
but wait a second.
And not my
Poser.
opinion.
I don't. You know, if you've got a
I said it,
transcriber,
Jackie got it. I'm calling you a poser.
a poser.
I think you're a bit of
Why
a
is it-
poser when it comes to the
You
music.
choose what you think is good.
I guess-
But what do you mean?
You
I'm
think-
sitting at home listening to his music because I don't like it?
He doesn't think you're authentic, I guess.
To some degree. I
He
do. I mean, I'm
thinks
sorry
you're
to say
the kind
that.
of guy who just likes something because you think it fits
the
a
thing to like.
certain.
Boy, everybody
Mold.
knows how to say it real quick.
What?
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 Why? What do you mean? How can you do that though? Why would you sit at home and
People
listen to
don't-
music you don't like?
What, you don't think people do that?
No, of course not. You mean
You
you,
don't think
would
there's a-
sit in a room when you have free time and listen
And
to music you
nobody's
don't like?
watching you?
Yeah, I mean, why would you do that? That makes no sense, you moron.
Okay.
Why would somebody sit and listen to music at home by themselves if they didn't like it?
Unless they'd listen to everything else.
I don't understand what,
What?
he's saying.
Unless
No,
they listen to
That's
a
ins-
poser would listen to the music when he was with other people to show that he was cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why would you do that?
I don't know that you listen to it at home. You just tell me that you do. I don't know what you do at home.
Well, you don't believe that I listen to it. How would I know about these bands?
I think he listens to it at home.
I mean, come over and look at my CD collection. Why would I have these records there? What, to stare at them? You retard.
Well, according to Gary, you have them there just for that.
No, I think.
Oh, to show them to people. I don't have any people over.
You want to hammer me hard? I think that it helps you I think it helps you makes you feel a little young.
Well, you're the same age as me.
No, I'm not. I'm 9 years
I
younger
mean,
than you.
I never understand guys. You know, it's almost like because you hit a certain age. It's like my sister when she hit 40. She said to me, "I have to cut my hair because you have to be old."
You have to have short hair.
It's like, well, like guys like Gary who now act older than I do.
Yeah.
It's like, he's so into baby parties and stuff.
And you were too. Don't lie. You were too.
Baby parties?
He
When
never
I
went
first
to
met you, you
another
were the
baby
same.
party.
I never once
That's
ever went
'cause
to a
he's too
baby
famous.
party. Oh, that's because I'm too
You have to
famous.
Go. And also,
Anyway, so-
Howard, don't you realize
Like, everything is because of something else that I
You
don't
would
do.
have,
But
except-
that's
I would
your
have gone
whole
to a
rap on
baby
everybody
party
else.
because I'm too famous.
But that's your whole rap on everybody else. Everything I do is because of something.
Your premise is that I hit a certain age and I have to listen to Steely Dan music.
No, I didn't say that at all.
What am I supposed to be listening to?
Nobody's saying that
music
you're
I
supposed
don't
to be
like.
listening
This
to anything.
music you say he's listening to so he can feel young.
What's so young about it?
Well, because it's music geared to younger people than you.
It's geared?
Yes, it is.
But
How is that geared to younger people?
Howard, if you went to
I think
the
people
concert
just
for this
write
band, how many
music.
people that look like you would be there?
I think I look pretty much like everybody who would be there.
Okay. You don't think you'd be a little bit older than most of the people there? I'm not saying you have to act old, but
No, what do you mean? Oh, would I be older in age?
yeah.
I think most people my age don't go to concerts. They stop living.
true.
Okay.
I think most people my age don't. They wouldn't do a radio
They
show
don't
like I
even
do.
listen to music anymore.
When I was 20, I was doing a radio show like this. Why would I change because I'm 40?
I didn't say that you had to change.
Yeah, that's what your whole lifestyle's about.
No, my
You're going to become
lifestyle's
old
changing.
like all my old fart friends who I went to high school with, who are now old farts.
You did. If you want to get into it, you did
Yeah.
become old and then get young again. Because
Why would I become old? When was this? My career? Have I ever been old?
What did you look like when
What
you
does
were at
looks
NBC?
have to do with how you feel inside?
No, but what did you look like when you were at NBC? Why did you have the short hair and the work shirt and the mustache?
Because that's what suited me. I was a heavy-set guy, and that's the way I looked.
But that's what you sort of became, and then you sort of
What
got
do you
out
mean
of it.
became? Did I change my musical taste?
I don't
Did I
know.
like the music at NBC?
Yeah, he used to listen to Barbra Streisand.
Yeah, I used to love Barbra Streisand when I was at NBC. Because nobody was more of a rebel than I was. I mean, my whole career, I was fired. You insult me.
I know.
What do you
I
think? I'm
did.
going to change my whole personality for music?
No, I didn't think you would change your
My whole life has
personality.
been built. You know, when I went to college, Baba Booey. When I went to college, everyone I know took the safe road. There was nobody willing to do what I did.
But
Why with my life would I now become some old stodgy fart?
I'm not saying that you should become one.
So you mean I'm listening to music to please other people?
Or
that
to
the premise?
be young. Which is the premise?
The premise is,
Why would I sit home and listen to this if I didn't like it?
Because it makes you feel a little young. That's what you like about it.
He's now
That it
saying,
makes
you know
it
what
makes you
he's
cutting
saying
edge.
about you? He is
So I'm so
saying-
calculated that I have to listen to music I hate because it'll make me feel cutting edge.
No, what he is saying, because it sounds to me
Sick
like
thought.
the guys. Remember when you were in school and your teachers all of a sudden came in Nehru jackets and love beads?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
That's
no.
what Gary
I'm
said
not
you
saying
are.
that. Don't put those words in my
Well,
mouth.
I think if my personality was one where I was an accountant, and all of a sudden one day I walked in all freaked out
Right.
and I started acting in a different way. But have I ever given you any thought that I would act any differently? I mean, have I ever indicated to you all the years you know me that I wasn't cutting edge?
Well, I don't know.
I
I mean,
can't imagine.
what did you used to listen to when we were at NBC? What sort of music did you listen to back then?
Whatever was current, Van Halen or, I don't know, whatever, sort of the same kind of crap. I mean, probably, I'm trying to think in the 80s I was
was
into.
rock and roll,
It was rock and roll, but a lot of the bands.
AC/DC?
Yeah. No, Leonard Cohen I used to listen to. You're a weird- what do you think
If
of
I
me?
insulted
What do you
you, I
think I'm, you think
apologize.
I'm some kind of whack job that would sit at home and listen
All
to...
of a sudden you're going to change. I got to be younger.
No, I don't think.
Take off the Sinatra. We got company.
Yeah, like I'm sitting at home planning what to listen to.
You're really into Harry Connick Jr.
That's a weird notion that you have of me.
I apologize.
Well, why would
What
you
Jackie
apologize?
says he shares it.
I share it.
Oh, do you really? You share that notion?
I can't believe anybody listens to that loud garbage at all.
You're terrible.
God.
Now, I have actually seen Howard once
And I don't believe you listen to it.
drag
either.
his friends into a room and play Prince for him when Prince first came out, and I watched all their faces go blank.
I like music.
He's always done that. He's always been looking for the new and different.
But why wouldn't you be like that? I mean, like why would you at home in the privacy of your house would you sit there and listen to this stuff if it didn't bring you any pleasure?
Exactly.
I
just can't believe that's Gary's notion of me. Jackie's notion of me is completely whacked out, but Gary's is a strange notion. Would you think I'm that much of a phony?
No, I don't think it's necessarily being a phony. I just think that I don't know what to think exactly, but I mean, I don't think it's one of those things where you say, "Oh,
What a
I'm going to
weird
listen
guy.
to this to be cutting edge," but I think that you sort of enjoy it a little bit more and gravitate to it because it helps you makes you feel a little bit more cutting edge and younger. That's all. I don't think it's a calculated
That
thing.
is so
I don't think
weird.
you sit and go to the store and go, "Okay, what's on Q104's top 10 list? I have to be into that."
Well, let's ask a question then. What was he doing it for before?
Before what?
Before he got old?
Why wouldn't I want to listen to current
I don't
music?
know what Howard's musical taste. For
I mean,
me,
in other words-
all I know is that Howard was into Cream and Mountain.
Right,
and
when
then
I was
don't
in
know-
high school.
And I don't know what your musical tastes were in the middle. I don't know.
He never had a time when he was listening to easy listening music.
Well, no, I knew that.
Or he was into, what are those stupid
Right.
homo stations?
Right, W homo. No, it's just weird that after working with me all these years, that's your impression of me.
He
that
has never listened to jazz. He has never done any of that stuff.
Why would because I don't understand why your musical taste couldn't be current. In other words, you hit a
Well, why
certain
can't-
age and
why
you
can't-
can't be into current music.
Well, why can't your musical taste run the whole gamut? Why can't my musical
Sure
taste
it can.
be current?
It's just that I hate
and
what you
still
listen
like,
to.
and like other stuff as well.
You listen to pussy bands.
Like I enjoy Pearl Jam. I enjoy Live. I enjoy all those bands.
You know
Why
what
can't I
Gary
like
is?
Steely
You
Dan
know what?
as well?
I realize Gary's talking about himself. Ralph
Oh, yeah,
pointed this
right.
out to me. Gary had to go to the Pearl Jam concert once they got famous.
Right.
He had to see them.
Yeah.
But
But that's
Gary
not
doesn't.
true.
But Gary doesn't listen to Pearl Jam.
But that's not true because not only did I go to see Pearl Jam, I went to see Stone Temple Pilots and
projection.
Nirvana,
So it's-
and I like all those.
Nirvana.
No, I like those bands. I
So it's a
genuinely enjoy
projection
them.
thing.
Ralph is. Just,
now I get it.
Ralph
So
is just
you actually
coming-
listen
You're
to this
into
stuff.
whatever
Ralph-
is big. That is
Right.
really what you're into.
Yeah, he's the Casey Kasem of this
You're
show.
into whatever's big.
I realize
True.
now.
I'm into
the only
the
reason
music
you
that
would
I
think
like.
that of me is because that's you.
Yeah, that's right.
Where else would you get the idea?
From looking at you.
From looking at me.
Yeah.
How has he changed, Gary?
What do you mean, how has he changed? I just said he was this nerdy guy. At
Nerdy?
32, 33, 34 years old. When
Why was I nerdy?
Look at that press photo from NBC.
You think that's a lot better looking than you are?
It's not about me. Wait a second. Hold on. Don't put it on me. It's not about me.
Yeah.
It's about who you were and who you are now.
No, I had
Maybe
long
that's my-
hair. I cut my hair to get a job in radio, and then when I saw that it didn't matter anymore to have short hair, I grew my hair back again.
You cut your hair like that and you look like that because you thought you did it to get
Absolutely.
the
Did you read my first book?
job? Yeah.
Yeah, you didn't read that?
So the whole time, right from DC 101 up to
Right,
NBC,
that's exactly
and
it.
you never decided
And
to
I questioned it after a while, and I said, why am I doing
why
this?
is he doing it? He said to himself, and he let his hair grow again.
Okay.
You're so bizarre.
I am.
And look who's talking. Who doesn't do everything I do?
I don't do. Then why is my hair short? Who had earrings way before
Because
you?
now you got old.
You did. You're talking about yourself,
I'm not talking about myself.
fatso.
Yeah,
You're getting fat. You wear bad clothes.
Howard, you ain't getting any thinner.
Oh, come on, man.
You are
You
not
want to
getting
compare
thinner.
physiques?
You're thinner than me, but you're not getting
Take
thinner.
off your shirt.
What happened to the guy that was on that book cover?
I'm about 5 pounds away from being there.
Oh, come on.
I am.
You were 15 pounds away 10 weeks ago.
I'm definitely better shape than you, fatso.
I know you're thinner than me.
This guy has an ass like a rickshaw. He's talking about old age. I've never seen a wider ass than
I
you.
admittedly have let myself
Out of your
go.
mind?
I've slightly lost hold of what I should look like.
Crazy. I mean, double chins.
Yes.
Everything. You've let yourself go completely.
That is correct.
Look at him. But that's a bizarre thought you have of me. That I would, sit home and calculate this. Like music. Why would I do that? What would be my motivation?
To be hip.
According to Gary, you're trying to
But why-
stave off old age.
So why not come in here and why sit at home and be hip?
You'd think he'd be playing it on the air all the time. I don't hear everything he plays. He found something new. He wanted to play it. That's the only
Hey,
time
this
he
whole
tells us
this whole
about it.
conversation started off because he didn't like my opinion of it. Because it wasn't his opinion.
No, you have the worst taste in music. What
That's
is it,
your
John?
opinion.
Am I right with him?
D's on the well. All I know is Gary's digging himself into a bigger hole. We're all feeling for him out there. But D's on the phone saying that he's the one who turned you into being cool.
Oh, D. D's whole rap is
yeah.
that he had long hair and he convinced me to grow my hair long. And the point is, I had long hair. D used to walk around in high school with a top hat.
You know what? I hate to ruin. I know what Dee's
Yeah.
story is going to be. Dee's story. He said it used to be that people used to come up at him and say that Howard
Howard
Stern
looked like him.
looks like him, and now
Yeah.
everyone tells him he looks like you, and that bums him out.
D's sitting at home, I think, living a delusional life. Oh, so now you're responsible for my musical taste?
No, are you kidding? That's your thing. I'm talking about your look. All of a sudden, you decided that, why do I look this way? I had no input at all.
Well, yeah, you had input. That's true.
But I walked in, I said, what the hell are you doing looking like this? You look like an accountant. But I immediately picked up on, Gary, I immediately picked up on the fact that this guy did not instantly.
Well, I had long
was
hair
not
for a
that
long
big
time.
guy.
I cut my hair to get a job in radio.
I understood.
Yeah.
And I'm saying, I picked up immediately that you were a rocker and that,
But
I
what is
believe
with
in
Gary? I mean,
musical taste.
explain to me what Gary's talking about. Why would you sit home and listen to music if you didn't like it?
So you think D actually secretly listens to other music than
No,
he says?
Dee's always been and always will be the genuine article. There's no doubt.
Howard's
And
the
I'm not.
person.
I'm not sure.
Oh, you mean when I got out of high school and went to
I didn't know you when you got out of high school.
When I got out of high school, you didn't know me when I went to NBC? Did you see the life I was living? You didn't think that was an edgy life? You don't think that was as risky as a career in rock and roll?
Which life? The life on the air or the life at home?
Off or on? I could have been fired at any minute,
And you were.
and I was. And I could have broken down and done wimpy radio like every other disc jockey's done. Did I ever do it?
When it comes to radio,
I don't respect anything you're saying here
you
today,
are
and I
without-
take it as a personal insult.
Why would it
apologize.
only be confined to radio, that attitude?
The attitude is only for radio. I see. When I go home, I'm a
you turn
businessman.
into something else.
Yeah.
You're a family
Howard,
man.
Gary's just
So what if I'm a family? So is D.
Does that mean he can't
But
be
you just made
Is
fun
D
of
the
me.
real? Is
Wait a
D
minute.
the real article?
You just made fun
is
of me.
Is D the real article?
Absolutely, but you just
so
made
does
fun
he
of
have
me.
a wife and kids?
You made fun of me for having a wife and kids.
No, I'm not making fun of you, but it's D.
boy, he doesn't get it.
He doesn't
No,
get it.
I only don't get it when I hear something coming out of my left ear and it's basically
He
your voice,
doesn't
Robin.
get it.
He doesn't get it. So D's the real deal. He has a wife and kids. I have a wife and kids.
But yours
my
is
career.
No, the point is having
my
a wife
career.
and kids don't have anything to do with
Oh,
it.
so it doesn't. You just said, do I have a wife or kids?
The way you used
You
to
kept
act
saying
when
the
you went
life at
home.
home or the life here.
Well, what do you think D did when he went home? What do you think? He prayed to Satan and sacrificed animals?
I don't know. I didn't.
Fine about that.
What?
I let you inside and you exposed me like that?
Right. You're a weirdo, Gary.
I'm sorry.
It's like
Gary,
it's like you don't even know me.
Gary says that he is not looking now the way he feels.
Gary, you better pray that I'm on the edge because if I'm not, I don't have a career.
No, I think you're incredibly on the edge on the radio and stuff.
Oh, on the radio and stuff. I see.
Always qualified.
We have a, you know what? We have a guest waiting to come in.
Who is it?
This woman that's been in Playboy like 29 times.
Got a salt.
What am I going to ask her?
Hey, Howard, do
you
your
booked her.
thing, man. I just wanted to jump in.
What'd you say?
I said, do your thing. I just wanted to jump in here.
All right, thank you, D.
Can I just add one thing, Howard? Having nothing
You
to do
are
with
whacked
you.
out.
Ralph is so jealous because we went to that Pearl Jam concert and John and I got better seats and he didn't get good seats and he has not stopped crying about it ever since.
Really?
And ever since then he's like, I'm the guy that should have been moved up because I'm the big fan and Gary and John aren't the big fans. And he has not
You
stopped
were a
crying
Johnny
about
come
it
lately.
ever since.
You were a Johnny
he even,
come lately.
he even called you and complained about me behind my back at home.
Gary, I said it. I said it once.
So then why is he bringing it up?
You know, I don't, because he remembers.
Tells me all the time.
That's all the time.
Gary,
Hey, tell Gary what you think of him,
come
Ralph,
on, Ralph.
musically.
Come on.
He's a conservative guy.
you know what? Gary is one of those guys that you talk about who thinks he has to do certain things at certain ages. He thinks he's got to get married by a certain age. He's got
Right.
to have so many kids by a certain age, and he's got to listen to REM and like the.
No, I don't
the
have.
safe
Wait, hold
kinda,
on, hold
like-
on. Let me just-
Yeah,
I
he's
don't have-
calculated.
He
I
gets
do not
mad.
have to listen to
And
REM.
Gary can't
I
stand
was
the
listening
fact-
to REM and U2 when you were in diapers, blonde boy.
Diapers.
With
I
that
wasn't-
fake blonde hair. I was listening to
See,
those bands right
that
from the
kind
beginning.
of stuff
I was
gets
in those
him
bands.
angry.
Right.
If anything,
If you
you're
do
the Johnny
something
come
that
lately
you think
to
is
it.
cool.
Got him angry because you dyed your hair
I
blonde.
dyed my hair. I think it looks
So
cool,
you're
I
trying to
did
be
it.
something.
But that's
Don't you
me.
think? You don't think Ralph's trying to be something?
I think Ralph's
What is
into.
Ralph trying to be?
I think he's just.
Trying to be Kato.
But we've had this conversation before where you get real like he gets worked up and angry over like bands that are have a look like 9 Inch Nails. They are so calculated and
No, I
No,
didn't say
everything
that.
is
I didn't say
calculated.
that about.
But Gary, maybe you should be a little calculated.
Maybe
I'm
he
not. I
is
don't-
a
the
little
performers, they
calculated,
should
and that's
be
the problem.
calculated.
Yeah, he is calculated by the music that he chooses. You can see that he does it.
I like all different kinds of music. I feel that
Yeah.
I'm well-rounded.
But
I
it's
know
like
a lot
that-
about
I'm-
lots of different types of music, not just one kind
But
of
that's
music.
like the safe rock and roll band.
No, it's
is like
not.
REM.
Well, I
mean,
listen to the music I listen to because I want to be young. I want to stay young. That'll help me stay young.
I mean, I actually think it's like I'm into some of these groups, and we go to concerts, and I see like 15-year-olds or like 12-year-olds into this music, and I feel kind of weird. You know what I mean? I have actually the opposite reaction.
Gary goes by at a certain age. You're supposed to like a certain kind of music.
I never
Stop.
said that.
That's what you just said.
No, I didn't
you said
say that.
I listen to music because of my age.
I didn't say that. He said
Oh,
that.
that's what you said.
No, I didn't
No,
say.
you said that.
You walked
You
in and
said
said
that he
that.
was trying to be
Oh, no, I was
younger.
talking
That
about
you're
you.
trying to make myself younger by listening to certain kinds of music. That's so bizarre.
I'm sorry.
That's just such a bizarre thought. That I would sit at home and listen to music so I could feel younger.
You're not really into that music.
No, I hate it.
You think that this would be cool to? You think that that'll make you look different to everybody else? So you come in here and you play.
And what's weird is Gary thinks that of me.
But you know what? I think, and you're kind of doing your own thing, and I think like Gary would like to be doing more of that. And maybe,
No, I like to think I'm doing
No,
fine.
I don't think
you
that
guys
Gary
all
has
think that
the
I'm
ability
unhappy.
to do his
You
own
are.
thing.
You should be. You're not.
I like what I'm doing fine. I don't have to be like anybody else. I don't have to do what you do.
No, you have to be like everybody else.
That's right.
Yeah.
You were doing a rap on the air one day about Melissa Etheridge, and she was like,
Right.
"Who is she? She's nobody." And Gary's like,
I
"He is so out of
I
it."
liked like two of her
I'm out
songs
of
a
it.
lot.
I'm out of it.
No,
two
no,
of her
no,
songs.
no.
Yeah,
You were
the
saying,
two hits
no, no,
you
no.
like.
You were saying that nobody listens to her music, and I was saying I didn't say
I
whether
never
she was
said
good or not.
nobody listens
No,
to her
that's-
music. A
go
lot
back
of
to-
people listen to her music. The problem is that they like her because she's a lesbian. It's
not
something
what-
chic.
That's not what we were talking about that day. You were saying
I
on this
see.
particular day, like a year ago,
Yeah.
you were saying that nobody listens to her music. Who is she? This is before she was really big.
Nobody listens to Melissa Etheridge until they hear the whole lesbian
I
thing.
agree with you, but that's not the
That's
rap
what they're into.
Ralph
That
and
is
I were
exactly
arguing
the-
about.
But
That's what Ralph and I were arguing
but
about.
you were wrong in that sense too, because that song you were talking about only got popular when everybody knew she was a lesbian. It was an old
course.
song from like 4 years ago.
It's lesbian
It was a
chic.
great song.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
where
but why
was it
wasn't
4
it,
years ago?
discovered
As soon as
4
you find
years
out you're a
ago?
lesbian, then all of a
But
sudden
that's
it's a
not
great
what we were
song.
arguing about, Ralph. Howard
don't
was
care.
saying nobody knows who she is. He wasn't doing the rap he's doing now. You're making it up.
All right. This one goes on all day with Gary. He makes these statements.
He can argue forever.
Ralph
he'll never
came-
give in.
Howard, Ralph came in, and it was a completely different discussion. Now he's moving.
Admit it. You don't see me as a genuine article. When I sat here, you've watched me now for over, 10 years in my career?
12.
You've seen some pretty weird things go down, haven't you?
Absolutely.
But you think I'm pretending?
No.
So what's the rub?
Why is his
Why is
musical
D
taste
more cutting edge than I am?
out of his out of character for him.
Dee got out of school and took on a life that most people wouldn't take on, that of a rock star, and it's a big chance.
I guess
I can't imagine anything that's more of a chance in my career. My career's been a total burnout.
I agree about your career, and you know what?Maybe because when I first met you, I met you in that stage where off the air you seemed very conservative.
But I still do. I still have very conservative views on a lot of things.
Okay. I thought that you looked the part when I first met you, the way you acted at home.
Yeah.
I wasn't saying you were faking it, but I just thought that you seemed...
So I was faking my career, but I was
you were
being
faking
real.
the radio guy.
I just said I didn't think you were faking the radio
I see.
guy.
So in other words...
Hey, I'm cornered. What do you want?
I don't know. You're weird.
I was
You just have a
mistaken.
weird view of me.
I'm sorry. Everybody's entitled to an opinion.
Everybody I know graduated school and took no
They had
risks.
jobs. And they towed the line.
I don't know, man.
You're doing it because you can. I mean, there's a ton of people who'd like to have their hair long, and but none of their friends listen. It's everybody's running around doing.
All right,
the
Ralph.
same
You know
thing.
what? I don't know what you're talking about. You're just a really whack job. You're a whack job.
You just go away.
All right, I want to talk to my guests. This is a totally bizarre conversation.
And all we wanted to do was listen to that song.
I know, but I'm listening to it so I can stay young.
Vampire.
What?
With that song, I want to feel.
This all started with Howard lashing out at me.
I want to stay young.
Vampire.
Sucking the life out of these bands.
Come on, we're way behind.
The guy made me feel totally self-conscious about listening to that song.
Howard, be like Robin. Don't care what anybody thinks of you.
Oh, she cares plenty.
She does not.
Oh, you wish she didn't. If she didn't, she wouldn't have had her problems.
What?
You care about what everybody thinks
No,
about
I cared
you.
what I think.
She is so sensitive, it's beyond belief.
I am very sensitive, but it has nothing to do with caring about your opinion.
And shy.
I just get
And shy.
tired of being beaten up.
Get online.
Yeah.
If you got beaten up, then I've been raped and murdered. Jesus.
You're a mess, Gary. You have really weird views.
That's why I'm here.
And your teeth are huge.
Did they get bigger during this
Oh, my
conversation?
God. And the gums and the lips. And then when you laugh, all your gums come through.
Whenever you have a bad opinion, they grow.
What do your glasses get like more microscopic when I'm here? You just hate my gum and teeth and lips.
I'm just looking at them, that's all.
Stop. Now you're making me self-conscious.
Put a bag over your head. You watching his lips and gums?
You can't watch.
You can only watch for so long.
Yeah.
You got to see it from the side.
Hey, now, Granocchio. His teeth grow. All right, get out of here.
This is junior high school all over again.
Go talk to my...
All over again.
That's right. I'm just trying to stay young, man.
We might as well
I'm bringing you back to junior
We
high.
might as well be at the lunch table.
I'm keeping you young.
Throw some food at him.
I resent your view of me. Thank you. All right, we're going to take a break now.
Phony.
Yeah, let me see some faxes.
I can't do anything right except for this. Can't get in on time. Can't answer the phones.
Howard, there's an old saying, when you point your finger at someone, you're pointing three at yourself. Gary is the true poser. He has yet to say that he digs a band that has sold less than 1 million records.
Well,
I used to do A&R for
Bullseye.
Island, and now I run my own indie label, and I think Skunk Anansi is great, or whatever the name is.
By the way, I did say that I like that record.
F that big tooth, gangrene gummed, roll around the middle, self-absorbed, pseudo-intellectual, phony, yuppie, kiss-ass scumbag. He doesn't know music. Signed Jackson Delabate. Gary, it's called progression. And that is so true. Signed Mary Delabate.
Yeah, like who's a new group you're into?
Yeah, who are you into?
New.
I have to give me a second. No, I have to think about it. I have
Go
to
ahead.
think of
Yeah,
what I've
that's a
been.
good question.
What's hot right now?
What are you into? I'm only posing. What are you into?
What are you listening to at home? You shouldn't have to think so hard about that.
I'm listening to Disney's 40th anniversary.
There you
collection.
There you go. Cutting edge. There is no band you're into.
David.
You're not into music. You're into, like, turn on the radio.
I'm
You're in
not
top
as-
40.
I'm not
Casey
as into
Kasem.
music as you.
You're Casey Kasem.
Okay.
That's it. That's what this is my original premise. You go down the top 20, and then you go to see those bands.
And like, what moves you? I mean, is there something that you listen to and you really?
Yeah, there's lots of music. I mean, in fact, the last album that I liked, I really loved the entire album, and then it got really big, but I liked it from the beginning, so if I bring it up, you guys are going to make fun of me. I like the Counting Crows record. You guys probably think that's the biggest,
That
wimpiest
is
pussy
such
music.
a homo.
But I liked it right from the beginning. I thought it was a great record. In fact, Ross, who works at Geffen,
Very,
gave it to me before it was out.
Okay, you're the man. Counting Crows.
That's a great
Yeah,
album.
they're really good.
They are.
Yeah.
Papa Flunky.
I think if I was having anal sex with a guy, I might listen to that. I might put that on. Yeah, Counting Crows.
Showering with
If I could shower with the mayor, I'd put that on.
No, you saved Jim Blossom's music for that.
All right, very good, Gary. I'm not here to discuss your musical tastes anyway. Who cares? All right, let's take a break, Robin. And
He's
then
amazing. He really is amazing.
That's right. Well, I mean, I just am shocked that I work alongside this guy, and this is what he thinks of me. I'm sitting at home listening to music so I can feel young.
He still didn't come up with a new group that he liked.
No.
Because he's not into music.
He's not into it at all. He's into listening to the top 20.
So how can he comment on you?
Don't you have hairspray you have to buy, Ralph? Why don't you get out?
He's right.
Does Letterman fight with the makeup man? What is this?
If I do it, he will.
You're not Letterman.
Neither are you.
You're Morty.
I'm Morty.
I'm sorry. You should.
Just go-
You're a retard.
I'm a retard.
I get a little lost in my
All right,
analogy.
what do we? Yeah.
Gary, know your friends.
So, what new group are you into?
I don't know. I haven't really thought
You
about it.
haven't thought anyway.
Why should you have to think about who you're into?
I don't know. I haven't been listening to a lot of music lately. I won't deny that.
Oh, I
I just
see.
haven't been listening to a lot
So
of music.
why don't you just check
lately.
the Billboard Top 10 and then you'll know what you're into?
I heard, okay, a band that I like that I heard a few times on Q104 is Korn.
Korn.
They're not a bad band.
Yeah.
So you asked me who I like. That's a band that I like.
All right, good. Korn. So what do? You turn on the radio and you listen to Korn.
Whatever they're playing, that's what you're
Well,
into.
that's what you're into.
And where do you hear all your new music from?
I get the records from the record companies. I
Well,
go to
we're
a
not
record
all that
store and I
lucky.
buy it. Or
We're
I
not-
go, no, you are. And then you go into a record store and sometimes you say to a guy, hey, where are the new releases? And then you pick up a few and you listen to them. Mm-hmm. That's all.
Okay. Now I know how to do it.
All right. Stupid. But I do it to feel young.
Papa Bohai.
What you must think of me. I wish I was a fly on the wall in that house. Although there's a lot of flies on the wall in that house.
The flies are all around.
Flies all around Gary. All right, very good, Gary.
That whole brings up so many times when you're not around.
That whole thing with the Pearl Jam thing, because I was pissed because you guys went up front. No, I would have wanted to go up front, and I was like, Gary could have fucking told me he was going to do that.
But they didn't.
And then you explained it to me after that. You didn't know that. I thought you guys.
the Pearl Jam until the first album either.
Well, are you kidding? I saw him a Lollapalooza.
Yeah, the first album was out already, dude. The first album was out. Nobody heard him until the first album. They weren't a band until the first album. Doing Mother Love Bone.
Yeah, but they were.
Eddie Vedder didn't join until the first album, Ralph. It was one album. Pearl Jam came out with one album. Eddie Vedder was the first album he ever played on. That's what I'm saying. So by saying Gary got into it when it was popular, we all got into it. In that first album. Ralph was just boring.
But no, that's really what it is. It reminds me when I used to work at the record store when I was like in the early '80s, and there were all these like punk bands coming out. There were people that were like,
Smash his head into a wall. That's how I'm going to keep myself young. So at 44, you give. Let me.
there were people that were like, they're really into bands. Hold on, I'm saying
John's
something.
starting an argument because you yelled at him, and now he's trying to get back at me because he thinks
I said it here.
you got to defend Gary.
Everybody's got an angle on it.
No, I'm saying Nirvana also. You tell me you were into Nirvana only when Bleach came out. Be honest now, Ralph.
Pregnancy.
Be honest.
But what's the point? Why are you engaging me in this conversation?
It's his opinion, though. Just like, what was the point of you coming in
No, I'm
when
just
I was
saying-
arguing with Howard?
Because you were
same
talking
point
about
I did-
no,
because you were talking about
Ralph, my
the
name was
Pearl Jam
mentioned. You
thing.
said John and Gary only got into Pearl Jam when they were popular.
I didn't say John.
Yes, it was
and Gary.
John. Yes, it was John and Gary.
I didn't say John and Gary.
So you
I
came
didn't
in-
say John.
All right, maybe
Well,
Howard did.
You came in to talk about the Pearl Jam concert, but then you stick around, as you always do, way too long
Right.
to trash me on other stuff. So John's got his opinion about what you said about me. Why are we all entitled to our opinion when it's against you?
But no, but all of a sudden John's starting on me because you just yelled at him.
No,
So now he can
I'm
act.
not.
No, he's
So
not.
now it can turn to me.
No,
and
Ralph,
then
I
you
said
can
it. I
ally
said it when you were
yourself
arguing
with
because
Gary.
on the air. Howard said, you said it. I'm almost sure. You said John and Gary.
I did not. That was Howard.
It was John and Gary, and I said, you know what?
To Howard to John and Gary.
Okay, so whatever. So and then so I heard that. I was like, wait a second. Pearl Jam. We all got into Pearl Jam after the first album because that was the only album that Eddie was on. The Pearl Jam didn't start till that album.
So what?
Oh, and then I was saying about you is Nirvana. I don't think you were into Nirvana until Nevermind came out because I don't think.
Yeah, I've never heard it
Yeah,
before.
no.
I heard,
And what was the other band? Was Nirvana, Pearl Jam?
I heard Teen Spirit. I heard Teen Spirit, and it just hit me.
Yeah.
And
So did I. Does that make me a wannabe? I heard that same song.
What?
No, but you're saying like
That's my
so. I heard it the same way you heard it. Why am I different than you then? You're saying that I got it to him late
when they only became hits. But I heard Teen Spirit. That's the first thing I heard. You heard something before that?
But that's not Pearl Jam.
No, that's Nirvana.
But Pearl Jam,
we're not talking.
Yes, we are.
You just said I heard Teen Spirit and I like the band. That's what you said. And so did I.
Yeah. So what's wrong with that?
Nothing. You're the one who said there was something wrong with it.
I didn't say there was anything
Ralph said
wrong
that
with
Gary
it.
didn't get into it until it was popular. But my point is, we all didn't get into it
Right. That was
until
your
that
rap.
came
No,
out.
I said my
you
rap
were in it before the Teen Spirit.
No. Listen. My rap was you guys went to the concert. I went to the concert. And you guys ended up like front row, and I was way back, and I would have liked to be in front row. So I was just pissed, and I was just saying
No, but we're
shit.
getting
And that's like 6 years ago now at this point.
No, we're getting back to the bigger rap, which is about that. You said that I didn't get into anything until it's popular.
Yes.
Which
That's what I'm
you said on
talking
air.
about, Ralph.
You said I didn't get into it until it was popular, but I heard
There's
the first Nirvana song.
a difference between hearing it and a few people listening to it and it being played on Z100,
Right.
or being played on a big station.
What's the difference?
The difference
Was it
is
you were into it a week before I was?
No,
so you dug Teen Spirit a week before I dug it, ergo you're cooler than me?
No, I didn't say it was cooler
No,
than
but that's
you.
that's what you're saying.
But I didn't say it was cooler.
No, but that's
than
what you are saying.
But you think that. You think
No,
I'm
that's what you
thinking
guys are
that.
saying, Ralph. That's what I'm saying. That's why I was here saying that's where you guys had a flaw.
You guys are so cutting edge.
I
that
didn't.
you're
But
into it
you
before
see,
anybody.
now you're lumping it together and saying you
But that's
guys
what you
are so
said on the
cutting
air.
edge.
That's what you
I
said
didn't
on
say
air.
it was cutting edge.
What do you listen to?
I just said you just listen to a
I gotta
bunch
listen to
of like
everything.
older
Listen
kind
to
of
Hands
music.
Up. I gotta listen to Hands Up.
You know what? All those bands, even Stone Temple Pilots, that was all their first album.
John and I went to the concert for the first Stone Temple Pilots record.
Here's the deal. You guys only like bands that aren't popular, and once they become popular, poof,
Well,
they're
yeah, I
gone.
mean, you don't know about it until you got to
But even if
hear
they
it
have a
somewhere.
great album,
There's a
they're
way you got to come across it.
But even if the album is great, the second album, you guys are like, they suck. On to the new thing.
Oh, right. If somebody gets too
Yeah, I
popular.
know everybody didn't like the third Pearl Jam album. Everybody was like people were down to Vitology a little bit because it wasn't the first record, a little bit. Even though and then
I think it's the best.
I think it's a great album too. And then because they sold so many records and there were so many kids, teenagers that were into it that only knew the one song.
Again, it's like, who cares when you get into it? As long, if you like, to me, music is such a thing you can't. I told those guys when you went in there, I said, all Gary's got to say is, you know what, Howard? Music is like religion, whatever. You can't argue about it. I have my own opinion, and that's it.
Yeah, well, the whole thing started because he talked about how bad my musical taste was, and I hate when he does that because what Jackie said, it's my taste. You can't,
It's not it's not. You're making it. You're making
Jackie
it
says
the
he totally
issue
agree
of
with
when
you
you
anyway.
got into it. That was just a small part of something I got pissed off about.
Jackie
that
says he totally
program
agree with
thing.
you anyway.
I know, but that was horrible because Jackie's got the worst taste in music. But that's my opinion of his music. That's my opinion of Jackie's music. I don't hate him for it. I don't. Not a bad person because I don't like his taste in music. He's stuck in a certain area of music. It's really funny. I was totally drawing a blank on what I listen to because you can chuckle. Because they're all like in my credenza at home. You just throw them into the player. And I admit, there's a couple of bands like Hum and Silverchair. Hum was a band I probably would have never listened to, and Silverchair is a band that I got into early because of Howard. There's no doubt about it.
And then you have
I was about the God's honest truth is about a third of the way into that argument. I didn't necessarily. I'm not making this up. I didn't necessarily. A lot of it, I believe when I started, but not
They're all
all of it.
a-holes.
And a third of the way into the argument, I was like, you can't turn back now.
I'm gonna go for it.
Gotta go for it. I think the part where I called him a poser, because I don't really think he's a poser, but I do. The beginning part, I definitely thought, but I don't think he's a poser.